And welcome back to the Crypto Hulk program. Today's show is not brought to you by Cock and Bull. Since 1946, the extra ginger soft drink. This is the best ginger beer on the planet. There's nothing better than that. When you make a Moscow Mule, that's what you want in there, I'm telling you. Not that other stuff. Nothing else. That is the absolute best. Okay, let's get back to business here. My name's Crypto Hulk, not a financial advisor, not a crypto advisor, none of the above. I don't know anything about crypto. I don't know anything about financial advice. What do you know, Crypto Hulk? Well, I do know how to snort 5 pounds of cocaine a day, 3 pounds of heroin, and 2 pounds of methamphetamines. For the past 6 years, I've had Crypto Hulk show and been kicked out of 5,000 drug rehabs. That's about 3 a day if you're counting, roughly. I wouldn't believe a word that's on this program. There you go. Chris Sharpie's got his MERC bags. Stevie ZBCN says, working on my MERC bag. Good to go on Rise and handle and have some edel. Yes, everybody look, check this out. So what I'm seeing is I'm seeing the biggest institutions right now. They're all getting hooked up with crypto. They're getting the rails hooked up. The stable coins are all getting hooked up. We don't have stable coin laws. They're not waiting. Wall Street is getting all hooked up. This whole DTCC trading and all that with the RISE token. Oh, shit. Remember now, next month, DTCC is going to start tokenizing the Russell 1000. They're going to just start in November. It's either October, November. They're going to tokenize the whole damn thing. And guess what crypto tokenizes it? Oh, the RISE token. Oh, you guys, now I know not you, but all these dumb shits out there were just selling off the RISE token. These poor bastards are going to get destroyed. This is what we're seeing. State Street is getting all involved in this Russell 1000 tokenization. All that's happening on Canton Network. The Canton coin, the tokenization by the RISE token, and how they're going to sell all that shit. That's where the MERC, liquid mercury, comes in. That's the store. All those 3 cryptos, you don't want to give those away. The brokies will, to make your little 500 or 3,000. I could have made 20 grand. Okay, you turn in 20 grand and you make 20, but you're going to lose 20 million down the road. Oh, but hey, if that works for you, that works for you. But not Crypto Hulk fans. I want you all to end up so crazy rich. Don't fall for the quick money. It's no bueno, amigo. Nice. Now, if I have to burp, Crypto Bat says, I like a good ginger beer. This is the absolute best. The Cock and Bull. Oh, my God. It's got a little burn going down my throat. Just a slight burn and sugary, a little bit sugary. Ed Smith sent 1 Crypto Hulk gift membership to Scrim de la Creme. I remember that name. That person's been on this show for like 4 or 5 years. Oh, God. Yum, 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 yum. Okay. Let's start here. Let's go to work. We have got to go to work. And I'm going to show you all this right here. Oh, man, I'm telling you, the financial institutions, everybody watching this program, the financial institutions are all getting set up. I'm showing you what cryptos they're hooking up with. They're on this show every week. The Canton, the RISE, the Mercury, liquid mercury, and all this kind of shit, edel, all that stuff. It's all part of, we don't want to get rid of those. If you're brand new, we don't want to get rid of those. No. That'll be a very bad thing. Now, here's an example. Temple Digital. Temple Digital, massive Canton coin partner. Oh man. This is like stiffy erection time. Temple Digital Group and a company called Hi-Fi. High five, man. They partner to expand the US dollar funding and settlement on the Canton network. Everybody, I'm just letting you know. Deposit and withdrawal US dollars from your bank account, trade on Temple, and settle on the Canton platform. It's like I'm showing you right here. What are the big investment companies doing? I don't care. We don't care what the price is. Now, if it's cheap, we buy it. And when it's high, you can dump it, but don't dump too much because maybe you might not want one of these days. You will not get back in on a crypto. Okay. So you have to make your little $5,000, whatever you make, 10 grand or something, because that's all you're going to get. You're done. You're priced out. Okay. Starting next week, notice how they're not waiting for government regulations. Are you guys seeing this? They're not waiting. They don't care. The Clarities Act and all that shit, they don't care. Just like I don't care. Why? Because this morning we went over Telcoin. Telcoin doesn't care about the Clarities Act. It's already got approval from the Federal Reserve. It's got a license. The OCC already gave it permission to have a stable coin and to have yield. And if you want to call it staking, same thing. It's all done. That's why I've got millions of Telcoin. And I told all the people that joined Crypto Hulk back in February, $500 club and all that shit, $200 members, get a million Telcoins. First thing I told them, get it. I was telling my fans, my paying members are $200 a month on the Crypto Hulk welfare budget broke plan. I was telling them what to do back in February. Starting next week, Temple will offer the ability to fund non-custodial wallets on Canton directly from your bank account. You see where this is going? Well, we're talking about wallets. But Crypto Hulk, you've been talking about wallets for like 2 years now. All you keep saying, Crypto Hulk, is there's two things we need to be rich: global crypto regulation and global tokenization. And then Crypto Hulk says, if you don't have a wallet, ain't shit gonna happen. And if Africa ain't hooked up, ain't nothing gonna happen. That's correct. You're seeing all this, aren't you? Everything I say is gonna come true. I don't know the date and times, but look right here. Starting next week, Temple's going to offer the ability to fund your non-custodial wallet. They're getting into wallets, Crypto Hulk, just like you said. You know you're getting close when everything is tokenization, tokenization, tokenization. Wallets, wallets, wallets. That's what we're talking about every day in this program now. They're going to be tokenizing this fund. The RIZE token is going to be the tokenization agent on Canton. And these poor bastards out there were all selling it off. Sucks being you. Clients will be able to fund accounts in US dollars, trade it on the Canton network, and withdraw to all Hi-Fi supported banks 24/7. Now, I'm going to show you the Hi-Fi page in a minute. Not right now, little bastards. How it works: open a US dollar account inside Temple. Deposit US dollars from your bank. US dollars convert to stable coins. Ta-da! Are you seeing all this? But, okay, let's keep going. It converts into stable coins in the form of the US dollar C, which is Canton, and then X, and arrive automatically in your Canton wallet through Hi-Fi. Oh my God, everybody. So these businesses, Crypto Hulk, they're getting their banks hooked up. They're getting stable coins sent already. Yeah. I don't know why people are selling off. It's the dumbest fucking shit I could ever imagine. That's why they're brokies. To convert back to US dollars, simply convert and withdraw your USD Circle X back to your USD and into your bank account. Hi-Fi processes more. Right now, $6 billion a year. Can you imagine if you 100x this? Like when you get 100% of the people doing this shit, that's going to be like $600 million a year. 600 billion, I'm sorry, almost $1 trillion. Do you know how expensive Canton, RIZE token, and liquid mercury are going to be? Oh, and these damn fools sold it off. That's why they're brokies. Temple is approaching 250 million in volume. I think that's like daily, and accounts for over 40% of all Canton traffic burned across the network. See, the reason Canton is better than like an XDC is because Canton burns up 90% of the fees. XDC just gives them to the fat whales who then dump the coin on you when you go to buy it. That's what happens. Okay, let's keep going. Let's remain positive. Integrating Hi-Fi's US dollar funding and settlement services is a key step in expanding Temple's offering to our growing list of Canton ecosystem partners and clients. The US dollar accounts will be available to all eligible customers. We look forward to offering non-custodial compliant US dollar funding and settlement to our growing upper base through Hi-Fi. Offering infrastructure for dollar to stablecoin conversion is critical component of growing institutional solutions on Canton. Oh my God. There's that article there. Let's look at Hi-Fi, shall we? Crypto Hulk, what the hell is Hi-Fi? Now, I'm going to show you how all this conversion takes place with Hi-Fi. Oh, Jeffrey Gaylord, another $50. Man, and this guy's already a paying member. Nice. Okay. Let's look at Hi-Fi, but let's do this first. Go to the Hi-Fi page. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's start off with this. Scroll all the way to the bottom. Let's read this. Hi-Fi is a fight. Now, we're going to look at how do they convert US dollar to stablecoin back to a dollar. Let's find out how they do this, okay? XRP. Hi-Fi is a financial technology company, not a bank. Banking and payment services at Hi-Fi are provided by Cross River Bank. Oh, schmatica. Look right here. Now let's look at what is so important about Cross River Bank. All the banking done at Hi-Fi. Well, here's Cross River Bank. 2014 Ripple partner, Cross River Bank, to integrate Ripple for real-time international payments, 2014. Holy shit, Crypto Hulk. What have I been telling you? Here's what the dumb shit say. Crypto Hulk just reads off all this news from like 10, 12 years ago. What's up with that? Those fucking dumbasses. That's why I'm like the fucking crypto king. The reason, dumbass, I read off shit from 10 to 12 years ago is because 10 to 12 years ago, Ripple was hooking up with all the first mover advantages, dumbass. So what we got here is what I told you from day fucking one, actually starting back in 2023. Correction. For the past 3 fucking years, I've been telling you that Ripple's first partners that they had, they're taking off first. All that, you know, Air Wallets, That shit's worth like $4 billion. Ripple right now is worth $50 billion. Cross River Bank was one of Ripple's first banks. There was one in Kansas. There was a bank in Kansas. I forgot the name. And then there's Cross River Bank. Both of these were like back in 2013 or something, 14. Are you seeing what's going on? This Cross River Bank was one of the, they were with Ripple, with the Ripple yearbook page. It said Cross River Bank. NASA was a partner of Ripple back then. Federal Reserve. All of these. What we're seeing here is Cross River Bank is one of the first U.S. banks that will use the Ripple protocol. There you go right there. Ripple's first bank was Fedora Bank. It was a German bank. Then it got sold to France around 2015. Then the next bank to come in was Cross River Bank. That's what we're seeing right here. Notice how this company is the first one to do all this. Ripple, what are some other Ripple countries? Ripple Israel is going to launch first. Ripple Russia, Ripple China, Ripple Japan, Ripple Indonesia, Ripple Turkey. You watch, Crypto Hulk is always proven right. These first Ripple countries, they're going to take off first with the crypto. India, Ripple India, all that stuff. America will be last. I already have all the old websites from Ripple. I've already shown them now for the past 3 years. So we already know on this channel how it all goes down. I don't know when, but remember what I told you, when we get all these tokenization happening, global crypto laws, global tokenization and wallets, then you know, oh man, Crypto Hulk, this is starting to go down. Now, guess what just popped up in today's news? Cross River Bank. This is like one of the first financial companies here that's getting in and out of stable coins and trading. They're using Canton, RIZE token, MERC, Liquid Mercury, the DTCC, and look who we got here, Cross River Bank, Ripple 2014. Damn, Crypto Hulk, you called all this. Yes. That's why people pay the money. They get on the phone with Crypto Hulk. You're on the right channel, folks. So we're looking at Hi-Fi. Let me go back up to the top. Here's their web page, their platform, inflows, controls, developer. I'm not going to go through all this. I'm just kind of looking at it really quick. Infrastructure for money, financial infrastructure for the internet economy. Hi-Fi is a composable API platform for teams who move money at scale, from two-person startups to Fortune 100s. You can move, you can convert, you can route, you can across stablecoin and bank rails. So Hi-Fi is a platform that runs on Cross River Bank, which is Ripple. Hi-Fi is a company that runs on Ripple technology. Didn't say Ripple partnership. They're using Ripple technology. There you go. Very interesting. Billions moved. Zero compromise. It does KYC and all that. It speaks to banks as a registered money service business with principal agent bank partnerships. Hi-Fi handles settlement and custody inside of a regulated environment. So let me get out of that. And here's Temple. Let me give you this. Temple. Now, if you go to the upper left corner and click on Temple, you'll see this page right here. But you can go up to the upper right and it shows, what does Temple have? Under product, it shows spot trading, It has bridge, move assets in and out of Canton network. They have vaults. Vaults are programmable institutional liquidity pools on Canton. Everybody, you're seeing all this? This is, when you watch Crypto Hulk Show, this is a trader's show. If you're a trader, a crypto trader, and you want to get an aggressive style here, this is a program for you. I'm showing you everything that's happening right here. And yes, it takes an hour. If you don't have an hour, you're going to be broke, all right? Now, for solutions, if you go under the solutions section, you have institutional trading, virtual order books. I'm not going to go on and on with this anymore. This is massive right here. This is for, when you see Temple, this is for companies that are providing liquidity and in the stock market doing big things, okay? That's what this is here. I'm showing you the technology and the crypto they're all running on. There's no way you can be broke. If you watch this channel and end up broke, you're fucked up. That's just, I'm sorry. It's not a personal attack. It's just a fact, all right? Alrighty then. Let's do the deep dive here. Temple Digital Group and Hi-Fi, they partner to expand U.S. dollar funding. Look, the reason this company won't get shut down is because they're regulated by the government, every government agency you can imagine. Next, they didn't create something like Bitcoin that could take the place of a dollar. They created like a stable coin that uses the dollar. So the dollar's not going away because they use it. People that use like a Bitcoin, oh, we're going to replace Bitcoin. Bitcoin people are so fucking stupid. They're like, in the very beginning and shit, and still right now, they're like, yeah, we have a platform that nobody can fuck with. Yeah, and we don't have to follow the banks. And you're not going to do shit, okay? You're not going to do shit. Michael Saylor, suicide hotline, 2 words. All right. Temple Digital Group, which is Temple, and a company called Hi-Fi, announced a partnership enabling direct U.S. dollar funding. There's conversion to on-chain stablecoins. There's trading on Temple's platform, and you can withdraw back to bank. You can withdraw back to your bank. All of this is 24/7 on the Canton network. All of this goes right on top of the Canton network, folks. And what's the tokenizing agents again? The RIZE token and liquid mercury. And that's why we went over those the other day. And a lot of those dumb shit people out there sold them off. They have no fucking clue what's going on. Sad. Eligible institutional clients can fund non-custodial wallets directly from their bank accounts. They can trade tokenized assets. And again, who's going to tokenize all these assets here? The RIZE token. That's who. Stable coins. And you can exit seamlessly. You can get out. You can get your money out through a company called Hi-Fi, and they'll send it to your supported bank. The integration went live. This is already being done, okay? The integration went live or became available in the week following June 22nd through 24th. Temple handles U.S. dollar account opening and trading. Hi-Fi orchestrates the fiat to stablecoin conversion and liquidity and settlement rails on Canton. Temple is already approaching 250 million in volume for accounts. More than 40% of the network traffic and fees are burned. For more than 40% right now, more than 40% of the fees are burned on Canton. Let's look at who started Temple. A guy whose name is Ivan Varsamis. He is a serial entrepreneur. He founded 5 companies. Partnerships with Amazon, Hewlett-Packard, Sony, etc. We have angel investors in this company. Temple, you have Kraken, Phantom, Discord, 1X, Rainbow Wallet, and others. This guy was self-taught. Oh my God, genius. Temple is a registered money service business. Let's look at Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi was made by Zach Walsh. He's the founder and CEO. Hi-Fi focuses on stablecoin infrastructure. It has Antler involvement, ANTLER, Antler. Let me turn this telemarketer off here, these little bastards. Hi-Fi serves Fortune 100 companies to fintech startups and building stable coins. Let's see. It directly supports Canton's push. Hi-Fi supports Canton's push for real utility. DTCC is involved in this, everybody. Oh, man. And again, if the DTCC is involved, you got Canton as the platform, RIZE does the tokenizing, and Liquid Mercury is like the store. Temple, listen to this one. Temple launched its 24/7 institutional trading platform on Canton January of this year, 2026. Temple became the top revenue generating app built on the Canton network so far. Very interesting. This is the number one on Canton. Okay, institutions open up a US dollar account in Temple. They deposit bank dollars. Then Hi-Fi converts those dollars to Canton stablecoin on Canton non-custodial wallets. Then they trade on Temple's privacy-preserving central limit order book with real-time atomic settlement. Then it's converted back and withdrawal to supported banks. Flagship. Hi-Fi was founded in 2022 as a stablecoin payments infrastructure layer. Then it talks about Canton Coin, which we already know. Canton Tech Stack. Then you have the Temple Tech Stack. And then the Hi-Fi Tech Stack. You got SBI Holdings is integrated into this. That's a Ripple, massive Ripple partner. They own like, I think 10% of the Ripple tokens or something like that. That SBI Holdings is Japanese and they're like in there. They love Ripple, let me tell you. Canton's got everybody as a partner, so I'm not even going to list. There's like 600 partners with Canton. Temple targets institutional trading desks with compliance, privacy, and non-custodial features. Canton Digital Asset. This is a high signal professional business to business development. What we're talking about today with Canton, Temple, and Hi-Fi. It's a high signal professional business to business development that materially advances Canton's utility, for industrial capital markets by pairing Temple's compliant, high performance, privacy preserving trading venue with Hi-Fi. Hi-Fi has a battle tested fiat to stablecoin orchestration and cash leg capabilities. The partnership delivers the practical on-ramp, off-ramp, and settlement infrastructure institutions require to engage meaningfully with tokenized assets and 24/7 on-chain markets. This positions Temple and Hi-Fi as key enablers in Canton's growth from foundational network to production capital markets venue, especially as more treasuries and assets tokenize in 2026. And I just got done saying Canton's going to be involved when the DTCC in July tokenizes the Russell 1000 stock fund. All that's going to be done with the RIZE token and liquid Mercury. That's going to be a test. They're really going to do it in July. And then later in the year, all that about $5 quadrillion per year will be tokenized. Oh, man. And they're going to put it on the Canton network. Oh, shit. And all that RIZE and liquid Mercury. Oh, dear God. We're going to be rich. Just saying. Okay, let me click out of this. Check some comments here. Stevie, ZBCN. I got more RIZE, more Edel, and more Handle, more liquid Mercury, and more Plume. Stevie, ZBCN. I hit 500,000 of Plume today. Oh, dear God. Duck Fan got more Telcoin. Okay, let's go to the next article. Anchorage Digital introduces what? Anchorage Digital introduces tokenized deposit platforms for banks, everybody. Oh my God. It's all coming. That we are so lucky. I'll tell you what, it depends on how you look at stuff. Whether you're the glass is half full or half empty kind of a person. Let's go over this article here. The crypto prices are so cheap. That's such a good thing for us. Anchorage Digital introduces tokenized deposit platform for banks. Oh my God. Anchorage Digital launched Monday, June 22nd, a few days ago? Anchorage Digital launched a new tokenized, oh my God, that's how we get rich. I'm just tears of joy. A new tokenized deposit infrastructure it's aimed at enabling banks, I can't believe I'm reading this, to offer around-the-clock settlement without overhauling their existing core systems. Let me explain what that is real quick. Anchorage has a platform that banks can use without having to spend all this time and throwing out the old and bringing in the new. They can just hook right up. Imagine that. It's a new tokenized deposit infrastructure. The financial services firm said the platform allows regular banks to issue and manage tokenized deposits on blockchain networks. According to Anchorage, the system is designed to integrate with banks' current technology stacks, reducing the need for costly or complex core replacements. Everybody, this is going to be amazing. Tokenized deposits have emerged as a potential bridge between traditional banking and digital asset markets, offering the programmability and near instant settlement of blockchain-based assets while maintaining the regulatory framework of bank-issued money. The launch comes as financial institutions increasingly explore blockchain-based settlement mechanisms, including stablecoins and tokenized liabilities, to improve efficiency in payments, treasury operations, and cross-border transactions. Industry participants have pointed to tokenized deposits as a regulated alternative to privately issued stablecoins, particularly for institutions that are wary of regulatory uncertainty. So a bank can just tokenize all the money in the bank and call it a tokenized deposit. Is it a stablecoin? Yeah, but it's more of a tokenized deposit. Then you got a tokenized deposit from a Wells Fargo. You know that's FDIC protected. Very, very interesting. Okay. Let's deep dive this. Let's see what AI has to say. Anchorage Digital, the first federally chartered U.S. crypto bank, announced the immediate availability. Now, what's different is the Telcoin is like a real bank, okay? Anchorage Digital, the first federally chartered U.S. crypto bank, announced the immediate availability of its tokenized deposit platform. The immediate availability. Everybody, they're not waiting for the Democrats to vote. They're not waiting. These people are doing all this stuff right now. It enables regulated banks to issue and manage blockchain-based tokenized deposits, real-time settlement programmability. Banks integrate it as a parallel ledger alongside their existing slowpoke system, okay? No rip and replace required, with one-to-one reconciliation between on-chain blockchain deposit accounts and traditional tokenized deposits. They're going to still run the old system, but they're running the new one right alongside of it. Okay? No one is, Congress, can we do this? Are we allowed to do that? No one's giving a fuck anymore. They're just going to run the damn thing. Then eventually the Democrats will have to vote yes, okay? Because the whole world's going to switch over. And the Democrats in the United States will be the only ones saying, no crypto, no crypto. Oh, crypto good? Okay, crypto's good. We can vote. Yeah, we can vote now. That's what's happening right now. Now, this Anchorage Digital, this delivers programmable smart contract settlements. It delivers automated multi-party workflows, global interoperability, and always-on capabilities while preserving banks' customer relationships, deposit frameworks, regulatory compliance, and data privacy. Deployment. Now, if you want to download this, okay, banks, anybody working for the bank is listening to me. I got some people that are big shots working at banks. If you're working at a bank, you can deploy this in weeks versus the typical 3 to 7 years and high risk of core migrations. So this is something that within 2 to 3 weeks, your bank can be all hooked up, okay? Now, who made Anchorage security? A guy named Nathan McCauley. He's the CEO, and he is a security engineer who joined Square, which is now called Block, as a security engineer around 2012. He is the director of Docker Security Company and co-founded Anchorage in 2017 with a focus on institutional grade security and infrastructure. He's from a small town called Economy, Indiana. God, I'm sure glad I never grew up there. I'd have to kill myself. He testified before the U.S. House of Financial Services Committee on crypto innovation and regulation. He did this in 2024. The co-founder of Anchorage is Diogo Monica. Not that Monica that John Rose talking about. Monica. Diogo Monica. He's a Portuguese. He's a Portuguese American with a PhD in security and distributed systems. Research on Hashcash. He led security at Square, then became security lead at Docker. I'm just cherry picking this now. I'm not having a senior moment. The blockchain stack, they probably won't mention names of what they're building this on. Staking on Aptos, Ethereum, Sui, Solana, etc. Self-custody Porto wallet is an ERC20. Ethereum virtual machine chains. Oh, really? Huh? Well, I bet you we know what Ethereum virtual machine side chains that is. The Ripple, Ethereum, the Solana, that SDK, that Persist, and Ripple hooked up with Persist and made the Ethereum virtual machine side chains on the XRP ledger. Let's go through here. Anchorage Digital serves as a regulated bridge between TradeFi deposits and blockchain rails. It appeals to banks and their institution corporate clients. They got Western Union hooked up. Okay, here's their partnerships. Western Union, so that's stellar. You got BNY, Bank of New York, America's oldest bank, massive Ripple partner from day one. In fact, Matthew Mellon, the son of the founder here, or the guy who's in control, he died, but they were massive Ripple partners. Google Cloud is involved in this. Google's a massive Ripple partner. A16Z is involved. You know this one's good to go. If you got A16, Andrews and Horowitz in this, you know you're good to go. You got Goldman Sachs, KKR, Visa is all mixed up with this Anchorage Digital. Now, if it's Ripple, because you're dealing with BNY Mellon is one of the biggest custodial banks in the world. They use Medico, and that's Ripple. So the custody of Anchorage Digital is actually probably Ripple, which is Medico. It came out of Switzerland, then was sold to the Germans through Gisek, and there's a German company, Gisek and DeVrent. They bought Medico from a Swiss company, Gisek and DeVrent. Now, Gisek and DeVrent, that's like a 150-year-old tech company in Germany, okay? They were into like making money and banking stuff since like 1850 or something. Gisek and DeVrent. Then Gisek and DeVrent sold their crypto custody to Ripple. It goes from the Swiss, whoever made that up, one of the top 5 families. It goes from Switzerland to Germany. Notice how Germany had Fedor Bank. Ripple's first bank ever was a German bank called Fedor. So it goes from Switzerland to Germany to Ripple. Very interesting, huh? I think it is. So this is basically Ripple technology right here. They built a platform of custody on and with Ripple people, I'm pretty sure. Singapore is involved in this. Oh, shit. You already know. Singapore Monetary Authority. So that's Ripple right there. Remember Ripple Wallet? The first Ripple wallet came out of Singapore. That's why Singapore. So this is all Ripple, everybody, this whole thing. You got the clearinghouse mixed up in this. First, we got to read this. Ripple's a partner with the clearinghouse. The launch coincides with heightened momentum in tokenized deposits and on-chain settlement. It arrived shortly after the big U.S. bank announced for a shared tokenized deposit network via the clearinghouse. Target first half of 2027. Everybody, all these big banks are going to come in on this project with Anchorage right here. All this tokenization for banks. This is all happening the first half of 2027. It's going to be a shared, listen to this, I'm giving you what the future is going to happen. This is a shared tokenized deposit network via the clearinghouse. And the clearinghouse is made up of all these banks, everybody, to compete with crypto players and retain deposits amid stablecoin growth. All these banks are forming in the clearinghouse to have their, let's get it right, their shared deposit, their shared tokenized deposit networks. Banks are terrified of stable coins for people like you and me because they don't want us to stake them and all that shit. So they're forming a shared tokenized deposit network, and these tokenized networks, these tokens that the banks are going to make are based on what's in their vaults, okay, which we know is nothing, but let's just go with it. So that's what these banks are doing. The first half of 2027, they're going to release their shared tokenized deposit network via the clearinghouse. Yeah, Western Union's mixed up in this. So basically, this is a parallel ledger. It's a ledger that runs right alongside all what the banks are already doing right now. And they're going to run both. Maybe one day they just turn off the old system, you know. But for now, it's going to run parallel, probably for like 2 or 3 years. Then afterwards, they'll probably say, you know what, we don't need the old system anymore. Okay. Anchorage Digital's tokenized deposit launch is a pragmatic, high signal move that lowers barriers for regulated banks to access blockchain. This is going to make it easy for banks to use crypto. It's not going to cost them a ton of money to do this. That's why they're going to have their own little network. That's what they got. It's going to lower barriers for regulated banks to access blockchain settlement and programmability without getting rid of their own trusted systems or regulatory framework. It's backed by security expert founders Macaulay and Monica, with Square and Docker pedigrees. It has elite institutional capital, multi-license regulatory standing, and a growing web of traditional finance relevance partnerships. Western Union, BNY Mellon, Google Cloud's involved. This is going to be their own crypto platform, everybody. Is what the banks are doing is they're going to have their own crypto platform. Instead of calling it stable coins, they're going to call it tokenized deposits, which are stable coins, okay? But that they control. The parallel ledger and smart contract model, rapid deployment timeline, and emphasis on enhancing bank trust differentiated in a market where big banks are also moving on chain. Anchorage's role as a credible bridge in the evolving on-chain finance landscape. Banks interested in pilots should engage directly. Watch for adoption announcements and further integration news coming in the months This is a development worth tracking closely, Grok is telling me in the tokenization news. Again, January 2027, the banks are all going to get on this tokenized network. And that's pretty much what's up with that. Okay. Let me see. So we're seeing even the banks are getting involved. And I think I'm going to wrap this show up. We got 10 minutes, but I'm going to wrap it up. Somebody dropped the mic. That was a good one. I like that one. Chris Sharpie sent a mic drop. That's cool. Let me take a look here. Peace out, everyone. See you the next show. Big guns are dumping. Hulk's tokens pumping. Put it on a shirt. Look, all we invest in here, like I'm literally showing you what cryptos, the future of finance, what are they going to build on? We go over that every day on my program. And a lot of you call me on the phone, Crypto Hulk, what about this? Should I sell off this crypto to buy that? And because you guys realize like it's getting all set up. All these banks now in America, first half, 2027, shared, they're going to have on the clearinghouse, they're going to have their shared tokenized deposit platforms. These banks are getting in. I think the banks know we're going to be allowed to have stable coins, so they're going to create their own to try to compete. That's what I think. Maybe the government allows stable coins, and maybe we get yield, maybe we don't, but the banks are building their own tokenized deposit platforms. I don't really care what happens. Here's why. I'm showing you what cryptos that's being used to do all this. And the companies that are like Western Union, I think both Ripple and Stellar are in with Western Union, and BNY Mellon is a total Ripple partner. The custody that Anchorage has is Ripple. It's Medico. So I don't really place bets, right? I don't really care on who does what. And we already know what cryptos they're going to use. What do? We invest in those. And when we have real world use case, that's when we get rich. We can't time the market. We can't tell you when it's going to happen. We don't know. So you just calm down. I was talking to somebody today who was pretty upset. And I'm just like, look, man, you can't time the market. It's all about time in market. You got to be in crypto for a long time. I've been in for 6 years. This guy's been in like 2 years. I don't let things bug me. I just buy what's important and then I just wait. That's all I do. And when that day comes, we're super rich because we've spent time in the market. We're not trying to time anything. I want to buy this and at this time sell that in order to buy that. And hopefully this goes up and I can go do that. I don't time the market. I spend time in the market. Now, 6 years. My name is Crypto Hulk. I'll see you all in my next program. I don't know if I'll have an AM show. I got to look and see if I do.